Okay, today we are looking at the Grim Reaper, and of course, we start with a song. Across the bridge, there's no more sorrow. Across the bridge, there's no more pain. The sun will shine across the river, and you'll never be unhappy again. Actually, we know that death is inevitable, and one of the ways in which it is personified in mythology is as a Green Reaper, which graphic you see just below the slide. And the idea is that the Grim Reaper comes, to collect the soul. And we know that death is true. It does happen. People have died, people are still dying, and the scriptures also have, you know, a number of things to say about, death. If you look at Romans 5 verse 12, you know, therefore, just as through one man sin entered the world, and death through sin, and thus death spread to all men because all have sinned. Of course, we know that Adam was the representation of the human race, and by disobeying God, he introduced sin, and of course, death is basically the wages of sin. And so it's inevitable that people will die. I've also lost loved ones. I think the one that affected me the most was my late dad. You know, I think at first I was just all right, but when he was about to be committed to the earth, I don't know why this struck me. It just came to my mind that he was going to be all alone there. But of course, I'm comforted by Scripture. Because Christ, in First Thessalonians 5 verse 10, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with Him. So one man introduced death. Christ, the second Adam that has come to put an end to the reign of death. And so if you look at God's perspective, you see that in First Thessalonians 4 verse 13, brothers, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you will not grieve like the rest who are without hope. So we are comforted because we know that there's going to be a glorious resurrection, there's going to be a resurrection morning, and we'll be reunited with our loved ones. In fact, if you look at Psalm 116 verse 15, which is very comforting, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. So don't be the kind of person that is grieving as if you do not have hope. And this is also a wake-up call to those that do not know the Lord, so that they will come to know God, and then they can be also part of that resurrection morning.